Welcome to Edumania.
The YouTube channel that helps you get a perfect score in your GCSEs.
So this series of videos is looking at how to squeeze every mark out of your AQA RE GCSE. And today we're going to look at some 5-mark questions. These are the second highest scoring questions in the test, so it's really important we get them right. Luckily, just like the others, there is an easy trick to answering these and making sure you get all of the marks without wasting any time.
The trick with these questions is that they are basically the same as 4 markers. You just need to have 2 developed points, but with one addition. You need to make a reference to scripture. This means the holy writings of the religion. Let's look at some examples to show you what we mean. Here's the first question. Explain 2 Christian teachings about judgment. Refer to the sacred writings or another source of Christian belief and teaching in your answer.
Okay, let's look at some possible answers and we'll show you how the real examiners would grade them. Answer A. Christians believe that God will judge them and decide what happens to them in the afterlife. In the parable of the sheep and the goats, Jesus says that people will be separated, as shepherds separate the sheep from the goats. Those people who have served others will be rewarded in heaven. However, many Christians do not believe that simply being kind to other people is enough to guarantee a place in heaven. Judgment relies not just on being kind, but on believing in Jesus.
Great start here. In a 5-mark question, you need 2 developed points, just like you did in the 4 markers. But this time, you also need a reference to scripture. This one has it perfectly. Here's another answer.
Answer B. Christians believe that God will judge them and decide what happens to them in the afterlife. In the parable of the sheep and the goat, in Matthew 25, Jesus says that God will separate people like a shepherd will separate the sheep from the goats. Those people who have followed Jesus' teachings from the Bible and have served others will be rewarded in heaven.
This would only get 3 marks out of the 5. It is correct that Jesus teaches that the sheep will be separated from the goats, and the final sentence could be taken as a development, meaning that some will be rewarded in heaven if they have followed biblical teachings or helped others. So in that case, 1 developed teaching and a reference are given, which equals 3 marks. The last sentence seems a little too similar to the first point to be seen as something different. These are a little trickier than the other types of questions we've looked at, so let's try another question. Explain 2 religious beliefs about the status of women in religion. Refer to sacred writings or another source of religious belief and teaching in your answer.
You can see from the way the question is written, it wants 2 developed points and a reference to scripture. 2 marks each for the developed points and 1 for the scripture reference. Here's an example answer to this one.
Some Buddhists, e.g. some Tibetan Buddhists, believe that women are equal to men in religion, as we are all part of the cycle of samsara together. Also, the Dalai Lama said there was no reason why a future Dalai Lama could not be a woman. Other Buddhists, for example Theravada Buddhists, suggest that men are superior to women. This is because they believe that women can only be ordinated into the Sangha from an unbroken line of nuns. As these don't exist anymore, it is not possible to ordain women. Therefore, men have superior positions to women.
Amazing! All 5 marks for this one. It has 2 developed points, plus reference to a source of authority. The reference to the teaching of the Dalai Lama in point 1 meets the criteria for a reference to a source of wisdom and authority. Just another point though, the school of thought named in brackets although correct, are not required to gain the full 5 marks here.
Let's look at one last one to really make sure we master these questions. Explain 2 Buddhist teachings about Nirvana. Refer to sacred writings or another source of Buddhist belief and teaching in your
Look
answer.
at this answer. How many points would you give it? Write the answer in the comments, then check the real answer and explanation in the bottom of the description of this video to see if you got it right. One teaching taught in the Pali Canon is that nibbana is ending of craving. The Buddha said that when he reached nirvana, he had arrived at the extinction of evil desire. Also, in the Questions of King Milinda, Buddhists are taught that nibbana can only be fully understood by experiencing it.
What do you think? For these questions, you need 2 points for 2 marks, development of those points for 2 more marks, and a reference to scripture for the last mark. How many did they get? Don't forget to write your answer in the comments.
Another way you can use this video to boost your GCSE results is to get practicing by answering one of the questions in the description below, and then check how well you understand the technique by marking someone else's answer. We'll go through and check them.
Finally, if you really want to commit to getting a great score in your exams, then get yourself subscribed to Edumania to get free updates and access to all our GCSE resources.
Good luck!
Good luck!